What's up guys? In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to do dumbbell pullovers for ribcage expansion, mobility, and hypertrophy. So you're getting an all-in-one triple classic old school mass builder. Let's get right into it. So first let me show you what not to do, which is laying normally on a flat bench. Why is this a problem? Well, as you lower, there's really no stretch on the thorax for the simple reason that the upper back and hips are level. This is why the moon bench was invented. So leverages are excellent, and you can actually go very heavy with this, but the range of motion in the target area isn't there. Also, my head is at the edge of the bench. Instead, you want it off the bench. So even if you are using this style, you need to be in this position to get the dumbbell low, which is what you see with those old school moon benches. So as long as the body is completely parallel, you'll never get that deep pulling sensation, which can be difficult to find in most gyms. So to mimic those angles, we want the head low, the torso flat, and the hips low, therefore creating a bridge. And the only way to do this is by laying across the bench. That said, it's important not to mimic the flat benching form. This is terrible, where my head is still not off the bench and the hips are high. So instead, go further back, head is low, and drop the hips. So now I'm in extreme spinal extension, a reverse cat arch. Now, you have stability here, so the base of your neck is touching the bench. You're going to lower slowly until the dumbbell gets close to getting the ground. This is the maximum stretch on the lats and chest. So I'm building overhead mobility in this position. And you're going to raise the dumbbell to right about the point where your face is looking up. If you bring it here, there's no tension whatsoever. It's a waste of movement. So right here, keep some tension. Keep those hips low, and as you come up, make sure they're not raising up. So a lot of guys, you'll see them do this. Or they'll lower, 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 and then they'll start to raise the hips. You see what I just did there? I took off the stretch in the thorax. So it's absolutely essential that you maintain that bridging rainbow formation. If you don't do this, then that's why pullovers didn't work for you. By the way, to get into the starting position, assume a deep squatting position, curl the weight with both arms. This should be doable, even up to 100 pounds. Assume a diamond grip where the tips of your fingers are holding on to the edges of the plate. This way you have maximum stability. And then lean back. Maneuver the feet, drop the hips, head back, boom. And when you're done, you can also treat it like a dumbbell press. So we've established the correct position. Now, I did mention that you want to go all the way down, where the plate is getting really close to touching the floor. Obviously, don't raise your hips up like this, but you could get that low, as I just proved. So this is end range, okay? It's not bad for the shoulders, you're strengthening them. This hits a lot of muscles, okay? That said, how you get down makes a difference. So if we're keeping the hips low, did you know that it's possible to bend the arms and get to that same end destination? So if your hips are low and your arms are getting low, you might think that you're in the clear. Proper form is used. But nope, you could be gradually bending, which is taking the demands off the chest and the lats and onto the triceps. And eventually, you can start getting really close to skinning the head. And you're essentially doing a PJR pullover. So you're building that meaty long head because it crosses the shoulder joint. So you're getting flexion and extension. Now that's a good mass builder in its own right, But you have to ask, what are you doing the pullover for? Know your purpose. As a general mass builder, I would recommend straight arms. And the bend can be used as an accessory on your arm day. Or it could be a technique for when you're doing extensions. But if you're just trying to hit the triceps, then your head and hip movement doesn't matter as much. So you can even be a little bit closer. So here, you're bent, doing the movement, or pull over and then extend. Pull over, extend. But again, you're not gonna feel anything over here. So it's a completely different lift, and a lot of guys have a tendency of assuming a bent arm position because you can lift more weight. So to do pullovers the right way, I recommend having your forearms touch the plates in the starting position. You can even squeeze it together. And then when you lower, maintain that forearm position. Try not to bend closer to your center of mass. So keep it straight. That's all there is to it. Even a small amount of arm bend. So check this out. I'm here, just a little bit. This still looks straight, but it's not. I want to be really straight. That's how you get more out of less weight. Drop your ego. This is not a competition pullover. When I say you can easily go above 100 pounds, I'm not exaggerating. Old timers used to do over 300. So we're talking triple the potential. So if you max out the dumbbell stack with straight arms, either you're a freak of nature and got all the benefits you'd ever want from pullovers, or you're doing the bent arm version. So to prove my point, let me just show you how heavy you can actually go when you cheat it, as in for the bodybuilding purposes of this video. Point proven, stop doing exhibition pullovers. This is still a great lift, but it's for a different purpose. Last tip, to really make that vacuum pop, make sure to practice your vacuum while doing the pullover. So inhale on the way down, exhale to force, and suck in your stomach super hard. So you're propping the ribs up, you're in maximum spinal extension, hips are low, head's back, vacuum, exhale. If you do that with straight arms, you're going to get the deepest pulling sensation that you've never felt elsewhere. Trust me, there is no machine that can replicate this. Even the Nautilus pullover is mostly for lats. So you need to use free weights, and the dumbbell is the best for getting that alignment down. That's what all the old school greats did. When you do your side chest pose, prop under the ribs, puff the chest out. The pullovers is going to enhance this pose. So if you want that deep ribcage look from the side, then doing pullovers right before will enhance your posing. So now you know how to do dumbbell pullovers for that silver era physique. Final question you might be asking is, Alex, when should I program pullovers? On a chest day or back day? And my response is, neither. See, if you really are that confused whether it hits the chest or lats more, of course we know the tris are involved regardless, then just put it on an upper body day where you will be doing bench presses and pull-ups. Problem solved. But if you really can't decide, I actually like doing these on chest day, right after dumbbell flies or as a replacement, for the simple reason that we are getting that thorax stretch. And dumbbell pullovers will assist your dip, specifically for those who experience sternum pain. So it can be used as a warm-up exercise or finisher to reinforce the area. But you should also keep in mind that the lats do work as well, even the teres. So if you're hitting pull-ups the next day and you're going to do dead hang repetitions, then the pullovers might affect your recovery just a little bit. But that's just my opinion. You can program pullovers whenever you want, and especially if you're using the cable or Nautilus version, yes, 100%. Please disregard everything I just said. You always want to do them on back day, but if you're doing the free weighted dumbbell version, upper body workout or full body workout, which is what the silver era guys did. This way, there is zero redundancy or muscular overlap. All problem solved. F this debate. And for reps, I prefer slightly higher repetitions, 8 to 15. This way, it is easier to maintain straight arms. I'd reserve the heavier stuff for the bent arm pullover. And that's all there is to it. If you want to look like an old school bodybuilder, start doing dumbbell pullovers the old school way. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which other old school exercise you want me to cover next, and I will see you then.